The Switch 2 was subject of many issues before it even came out, and today I just kinda want to talk about some of these early controversies and rank them on this little list. Spoiler, these aren't enough to make me not buy Nintendo stuff altogether, so what's new? Anyway, let's start with honestly probably one of the more forgivable things, the console price itself. You know, it's still a little more than I would have liked it to, but I think this is fine. Honestly, my only real issue with the price is that the system doesn't come with any games, but we'll get to that later. Now let's move on to game prices. I didn't play Mario Kart World yet, but from what I've heard, Nintendo didn't really do much to justify the price, and most other games costing $70, it's still a little pricey, but I don't think it's the end of the world. Now, of course, Mario Kart somehow influencing other games to start going up in price more. Obviously, that's not okay. But like even then, I feel like this is just kind of a one-time issue. All you really gotta do in the future is just save more money if you want to keep playing games. As for more specific stuff like the actual quality of the game or whatever, you know, it's probably a little more on a per game basis. So Mario Kart I would put in bad, but most other games I think are just meh, whatever. There's definitely gonna be other Nintendo games that cost $80, but right now it's just Mario Kart. $10 for Welcome Tour. Honestly, pretty bad. I mean, I guess if I have to pay for it, sure, $10 maximum, but from what I've heard, it should have just been free. Next up is kind of related to game prices, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition games. If you don't know what this is, it's a little thing where you can get an upgrade for Switch 1 games that have enhancements like higher frame rates, high dynamic range, whatever. It's kind of weird how they decide this. Some games are treated as full-on Switch 2 editions, and then for some games they have the enhancements, but they're not called a Nintendo Switch 2 editions. In fact, they're still just Switch 1 games. It's a little weird, but I'm including this because for full-on Nintendo Switch 2 editions, you have to pay extra for it. I mean, it's not enough for me to not buy them, but I'm not happy about it. The enhancements they give you really should just be free. And just like this, if I have to pay for these, fine, $10 maximum, whatever. I'm more okay paying for Nintendo Switch 2 upgrade packs than this. Moving on, we have something called game key cards. So usually with a physical video game, you insert it into the system and you can play right away. But with this, it's a little different. It's basically the same as a digital game, but you have to insert the cartridge into the system to play it. So the first time you insert this, it'll prompt you to install the game, and then afterwards, if you want to play it, the key card has to be inside the system. And I'm not just pissed about it because of like preservation or ownership or whatever, it's because digital games take up so much space. And while the Switch 2's internal storage is much larger than the last system, it's still pretty small when you consider how big games are these days. And honestly, if you're the consumer Wojak right here, I think this is one of the easier things to sort of resist your temptations on. Next we have Switch 2 Joy-Cons still drifting. If you don't know what drifting is, it's an issue where your joysticks will detect input without you touching them. It's not exclusive to Nintendo controllers, but judging by the fact that some people call it Joy-Con drift instead of joystick drift, means that I'm pretty sure it started with Nintendo Switch 1 Joy-Cons, and they never fixed it either, and it seems like it's still an issue with the Switch 2. I actually tested my Switch 2 Joy-Cons just now before recording, and they still work perfectly, so right now I'm safe. But yeah, it's very stinky that Nintendo still hasn't really done anything about this. I will say though, you can actually send your Joy-Cons to Nintendo for free, and they'll either fix or replace them. Even if it's free though, I'm not sure how many people are willing to go through that trouble. Honestly bad. Next we have something about bricking systems. So if you don't know, Nintendo updated some EULA thing, I'm not sure what the proper word is, but basically they made some changes to their little rules where if you modify the system in any way, they can just disable your console and it won't work. And honestly, that's probably the worst thing they've done so far. It's not an issue for me because I don't play games modded, but like even then, yeah, you buy this thing, you should be able to do whatever the hell you want with it. And finally, we have something I need to take a little more time to explain. So one time I heard somewhere that someone bought a used Switch 2 game, and when they put it in the system, they got banned. Thankfully though, that person got it fixed. All they had to do was prove to Nintendo Nintendo that they do own the game, and then their console got unbanned or whatever. Just like with sending your Joy-Cons to get them fixed for free though, I'm not sure how many people are willing to go through that trouble of getting their system unbanned if they buy a used game and it gets their console banned or whatever. At the very least, it has an easy fix. And here's the list. Let me know what you think, what's your least favorite part of the Switch 2, and goodbye.